Before we start this episode, here's a quick preview of what's coming. Ready to take charge of your finances and master the art of money management? Cash Course is your ultimate guide to financial literacy, from personal budgeting to macroeconomics. Check out more episodes at PragerU.com.
If you want to grow a delicious fruit tree, you need to If you want to grow a bakery, you need to. But what do you need if you want to grow an economy? You might think it needs
GDP, GDP.
GDP, GDP?
GDP, GDP.
GDP.
GDP, or gross domestic product, represents the value of all goods and services produced within a nation over a specific period, and is a way to measure whether a country's economy is growing. But what is actually producing the growth?
Government.
Government.
Well, a country with heavy government intervention in its economy tends to waste scarce resources, leading to less efficiency and productivity. And productivity, how efficiently goods and services are produced, is a key driver in an economy's growth. Just like a tree that produces more fruit with the same amount of sunlight and water, a country is more productive when its businesses can produce more goods using the same or fewer resources. In both cases, it's a sign of growth.
So, how do you measure productivity?
To measure productivity, a production function graph is used. This illustrates how much output can be produced at various input levels. Inputs could be the number of hours worked or the number of units of machinery.
Productivity.
Two major factors boost productivity. First, technology. New machinery, software, and automation allow businesses to make more with the same or less effort. Think about having a power drill or a nail gun to build a house instead of just a hammer, or using an electric air pump for a car tire instead of pumping it by hand. Second, human capital. Better trained, skilled, and educated workers can do their jobs more efficiently, producing goods in less time, often at higher quality. For example, a licensed plumber with decades of experience shows up to fix a leak instead of your dad who has the same tools but just watched one tutorial online. So, say the baker upgrades to an industrial oven, the input, which increases the amount of bread the baker can bake per hour, the output. This is more efficient because it allows the output to increase even when all other things remain equal, including the number of workers. Productivity and efficiency rise, allowing the baker to sell more bread and grow her business.
Bread for you, and for you, and for you.
Thanks.
But simply adding more of one input doesn't always equal more production. Since a baker can only operate so many ovens at once, the growth in bread production with each additional oven will eventually slow unless other inputs are also increased. This is called diminishing marginal return, when adding more of one input, like ovens, doesn't result in an increase in output like bread.
Different inputs? Like what?
Like hiring additional workers or training current workers to utilize the additional ovens and increase the output of bread. Even then, sustaining growth is not just about the volume of inputs, but better use of those inputs for greater efficiency. In this case, increasing the output of bread with the same amount of workers and capital. When productivity is freely allowed to be pursued in a country, the growth in businesses and industry adds up to a growing economy.
Grow.
Bad.
Greedy.
Long-term economic growth doesn't just benefit the owners of productive businesses, but in a free market, it benefits everyone. There are more resources and more basic goods and services at a lower cost. This impacts communities and nations by reducing poverty, increasing life expectancy, and raising the standard of living across all social classes. Take South Korea, for example. After the Korean War, the country was devastated and deeply impoverished. But over the next several decades, South Korea experienced what's often called the miracle on the Han River, a period of rapid and sustained economic growth. By investing in technology and education, the country dramatically increased its productivity, becoming a global leader in industries like electronics, automobiles, and shipbuilding. This growth raised the standard of living for millions, and transformed South Korea into one of the world's most advanced economies. Compare this to a country like North Korea, which also experienced destruction and poverty after the end of the Korean War. However, it has experienced very little growth due to heavy government intervention and the lack of economic freedom. Technology and human capital are utilized inefficiently, resulting in much lower productivity and a lower standard of living for everyone. Today, the country remains one of the most stagnant and underdeveloped places in the world, heavily dependent on foreign assistance.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Economic growth is essential for the long-term health of a nation, bringing greater opportunities and benefits to its people. This is best accomplished through human capital and technology, making production more efficient and effective. So whether you're growing your business or growing an economy, remember, it doesn't happen overnight.
Bread.
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 Bread. Bread.
Watch more at PragerUkids.com. And parents, don't forget to subscribe.